I stole a baby. Who's that? Who's that? Hi. Okay. One of the things you've been looking for, and I've been answering now, are valuable warning signs. But also what people don't realize, I was just doing a lesson on one of my moms, and she's like, how did you figure out that what you just did to my head is walking? I said, well, did you feel it? And so forth. But knowing where people's are. So here she is, right? Now she's 5. Now, do you see how she's just crossing midline there with her nose? Right? So even though I'm just picking her up and playing with her, I know that she's experienced tummy times. Right? When I'm just here watching her head float, right? There she goes. See it? See her eyes float like that? The midline coming through the nose is really important. So even though, again, she's just floating up in my arms, right? Right? She's just there as if, and then she just comes right down. Do you see how her eyes can just stay where she's at? And again, she's a baby. She's looking around. She's like, where'd my mom go? So, but you're just here, and again, you're here, and you're back down again. So I don't have to ask this mother what I'm doing, because I got to work on 4-month trends today. And, and she's just like, I thought I was coming in for consultation. I was like, I get right to work. And so like this, see how I can just work with the baby? And she's just, trust me, she's been so fussy. It's like, is she hungry? Is she not hungry? What? She's not doing it today. There she is. She always walks in like, I never saw you before. You're so cool. Every morning I see her. See how I to work with her pelvis just that little bit? And her nose just floats. Her nose just floats. Right? Babies have a spatial awareness that is so unique. Right? But it's not unique in the sense to say each baby is different. No. Right? It's unique in the way that they move. See, you're not going to do this with me. You couldn't if you tried. Look at this. You see these videos of the chicken with the head, right? We all do these movements. But you see how her spatial awareness from the absolute horizon and her absolute vertical is one and the same. And that's why she's getting ready for independent sitting. Yeah, which happens about 5.5 months. It does. Yes. And how she can go in and out of active and passive convergence. That's another thing. Her eyes can converge. That means she had a good tummy time. When eyes have difficulty converging, I start suspecting that your foundational milestones are not that great. Right? Again, floating babies. And I don't expect you to just sit there and float your babies. Right? But I don't have to ask a person. Look at that. See how her pelvis and her nose goes in and out? She still has sporadic vision. She's only 5 months old. Her vision will keep maturing, right? She doesn't have independent vision until really she's about 10.5 to 12 months. But see, she just saw someone pass outside my window, and you just saw that. They work the room at a very young age. They don't miss a trick, right? Right now she's talking. She's like, I found my mother. It took me that long. And there I am. Look at that. Visual memory at 5 months. Yeah, I know. Really? Right? And I can do all this and she's just chatting away. These are telltale signs that your baby is typical and they're going into their next milestones, right, as transitioning skills versus getting stuck, right? I don't want to hear baby is stuck, stiff, hates, doesn't like, all of those kind of things. Look, I could just do whatever I want to this child. Now, granted, if she was hungry or tired, I'm not going to be able to get away with this. What? Right? But when she's just ready for playing, right? And her favorite toy right now is my face. And it would be your face, right? This is just, I don't have to give her a bunch of stimuli. She sees my sparkles. She's doing all that. She can't understand what she's seeing, but she's certainly checking things out. And the visual learning that she is doing versus her other senses, because vision anchors in her auditory, it anchors in her smells. And you go, how does vision and smells? Well, when you start talking about spaghetti, right, I can visualize it. Or maybe for you, it's a great thing of hummus or something, right? Right? And even if you say, I don't like hummus, right, but you're visualizing it, right? You're visualizing it. And so we're all visual learnings when we start out. I can sit here and move her in all sorts of different directions. I'm not stressing her out. I'm not getting a high startle response or what you would call sensory overload, right? Sensory overload, that means a child didn't even get lying down, forget tummy time. Their absolute horizon just didn't kick in. I know. Just switching her out again. When I switch her out, I'm going to do it her way. But floating baby, see how she can just, her spatial awareness is 360 degrees. So is ours. We get a little bit lazy. We're not babies anymore. But really, folks, it really is quite easy to tell you or to be able to know if your baby's on track. But the only way you can do it is through movement. I did not take a picture of a baby and say, look how cute she is. She's okay, right? I'm showing you with movement. So when I ask for a video, this is why, because I want to see how your child's processing movement. That's what you should be asking yourself. How is your child processing movement? Or as a professional, how is a child that I'm about to examine processing movement? And when they're all swaddled up and sound asleep in a car seat, as a professional, pediatricians, listen to me, take the baby out. See how they're processing movement. And if you really are concerned, just schedule a follow-up in a week or two and just note, did anything change? But waiting and seeing 3 months is not acceptable for a parent or for professionals. So we're going to change it. One baby at a time. Thanks, guys.